Hello everyone, welcome back to David at Go To Hobbies. Right, I've had one of my subscribers or viewers mention to me about the problems they're having in their home. Now, it's to do with them being victimised by, I presume, Muslims. But this is racial hatred towards the British and race discrimination towards the British. Now, she reported this to the police, and it sounds like a dereliction of duty on the police's part to protect and uphold the law. At the least the police could have done is caution these people and basically said, if you do it again, we'll arrest you. In situations like this, you've got to be one step ahead of the game, outsmart the smarter, or think they are the smartest, because you've got an unlimited arsenal at your disposal, but you don't know about it. Now, how do you deal with it? If you're getting bullied, harassed, you got to work the system. Now, if the police said to you, are you suffering mental health issues? What do you say? Yes, because it is affecting you mentally. It's upsetting you. Mental health can be in various different ways. It can be, bear with me for a second, please. Forgive me, I'm full of cold. So, excuse me. I'll try my best. Now, mental health can affect you in different ways. It can be a simple thing as being name called, or someone chucking stones at kids, or it all affects you emotionally, right? So this is happening to you or to someone you know. My advice is this, right? Keep a record of what you're doing or what they've done, as you probably were doing, right? Inform the police of what you've done, right? Contact your local council, right? Contact your local MP, and instead of just notifying them, you demand them, or perhaps better words is request that they intervene. MPs can work for their constituencies, and if you're living in a reform council area, they'll be more than willing to help you. Even though it is Labour and we all despise Labour, then I think they would be able to address the situation as well. What councils have as a duty of care to the residents of the area doesn't mean whether you're living in a private property or council property. Bear with me, I need to blow my nose again. Sorry about that. What you got to do is let's go back to what I was saying earlier. Right, so they're chucking stones, they're spitting at your kids, or whatever they're doing. It's causing you distress, right? It's causing you worry. So anything to do with non-physical is a mental stress. In other words, what you think about is mental, okay? It doesn't mean you have to be, when I say mental health, you thinking of something like people are in an asylum. I think no, it's not like that. Mental health is your well-being of your mind, okay? And if it's something is affecting you, something's not right, you need to complain. What tends to happen is the police just want you to go away, or the authorities just want you to go away, is when you keep writing letter after letter after letter after letter after letter. What you don't do is give up, right? Because then they will win. You document everything you're doing, right? Excuse my stomach. What you're trying to do is protect your children and your family's mental health and your well-being. So you don't have to go outside and have a confrontation with them. Perhaps not is a good idea because they could be unpredictable. It might be over the silliest little thing. It could be racial hatred, because racial hatred can be from any nationality, because the English might hate, let's say, Afghanistanis, and the Afghanistanis might hate the British. Both ways, that is racial hatred, right? So what you've got to understand is, how it's affecting you, where their race, their hatred towards what your children and what you're doing, or your partner, right? You need to step up and make sure that the council is aware, the police are aware, and you over exaggerate. In other words, it is affecting your mental health. I'm not telling you to say this, I'm suggesting, right? You inform the council it is affecting your mental health. It's affecting your well-being, right? What they will be concerned with, if it's affecting your well-being and your mental health, they will do something about it. So you report this to the police again, and you say to them, it's affecting your well-being, it's affecting your mental health, right? You're in fear of your children's lives, right? You are feeling that it's affecting you physically, because what's happening is causing you stress, and then it will give you perhaps a headache, which becomes from a word said to a feeling to a physical problem. Do you see where I'm going with this? And what you've got to understand, if you don't nip it in the bud now, it will get out of hand. And the best way to deal with these things is the root cause, right? Don't put yourself in jeopardy. Let the powers that be work on your behalf. But as I said, what they want you to do, right, is give up. Become a no-noise person. But in the opposite direction, if you create and keep on complaining, then they will take notice. But you don't want to do it in a way it is annoying them, but you tell them the truth, and you tell them that this is not the first time it's happened, right? You've documented it, you've got a record. You then, once you've informed the police, right, you ask it to be escalated, right, and it wants to be reviewed, right? If they say, by whom? Excuse my stomach. You say to them, there are the relevant people that are in authority to act on my behalf, because I fear my safety and my mental health and my children's well-being. You let them make the decisions. You don't take it from your point. You don't tell them what to do. They need to tell you how they're going to deal with this situation. So, as I'm saying, you've got to work the system. And by working it, they will end up doing something about it, because you are not giving up. You can do this, right? I tell you what, I've been through some right crap in my life, and I've come out the other side. And I've been through depression. I've been through mental health issues, and I know what it's like. And I've been there with you, so I know what it's like. My issue was Scottish Power. Absolute bastards, but excuse my language, but that's what they like. But that's in another video. When things are not right, you might see it in there. Right, excuse me for a minute while I cough. I'm trying to pause the video, but I didn't quite get there. Sorry about that. Luck of the bird. Right, so my advice is to you, and that is understanding how it's affecting you. Make a record how it's affecting you. Keep notes how it's affecting you, and how much it's making you worry, how much it's causing you distress, how much it's making you feel unsafe in your own home. This is all evidence against the perpetrators In other words, the people that are causing you distress, right? It will get to a limit where they will have to do something because you've got the evidence, right? And you've documented it, the time, the day, the place. As I said, perhaps if you can video it discreetly, yeah, you've got physical evidence. It might mean leaving your phone on recording the situation, right? But make sure the phone's spot lamp's not on because it'll give it away, okay? So when you're recording or videoing something, make sure that the camera light's not on, okay? Bear with me, I'll have to blow my nose again, sorry. Right, we're back. So we're dealing with how it's affecting you, what you need to do to keep a record, who you need to report it to, obviously the police, council. There's a chap on YouTube called the Black Belt Barrister. Very good person. I highly recommend coming in contact with him. He might be able to help you. If not, he will point you in the right direction. Explain to him that who you contacted or related video and how you're feeling and stuff like that. Give him as much information. Right, you don't have to tell him about me if you don't want to. And then, excuse me, he will be able to advise you what the best course of action is. Because he's a lawyer, a barrister, he knows all the legal stuff and he might be able to get you help. Okay? Now, other things. The CAB, right? Citizens Advice Bureau, right? The Law Society, councils. What tends to happen when the police said to you, is it affecting your mental health, right? Is because what they're trying to do is, if it's not affecting you, they'll just brush it under the carpet as a minor or a non-urgent or a non-recordable, okay? But when you record it as a crime against you, then you get a crime number. Then you can note that crime number down in your records. So when someone does these things to you, it's a criminal offence. Even though it might be minor, it's still a criminal offence under my views. The police may take a different view of it, but it is unlawful what they're doing, and they're causing racial hatred against you. As I said, racial hatred can be from either race. Now, other things to take in consideration is go to a solicitor. You can have free consultation. Phone them up, right? Have a conversation on the phone, right? Regarding the children, right? The council and the police will be very interested in the children's protection. And the council, you're also your MP. It's all right documenting it, but you've got to put it in a way that you want answers from them. What you're going to do about it. How can you help me? What course of actions do I have? What people can you put me in contact to get help with this? How can you escalate this for me? Making them work for you. Don't think you're on your own in this case. Think there's people around you, but the only thing you've got to remember is finding the way to contact them. It's just like you watching my YouTube video, right? If you're in a situation where you're getting bullied, you're getting victimized, right? You've got racial hatred against you, right? Or you've just been treated unfairly, complain, right? This government is a classic example of bad behaviour, distrust, hair in my mouth. What's the word I'm looking for? How they've made me feel is to lose faith in the government of what they've done and the way they've acted. And they haven't acted in the good faith of the public. But rounding this up, what you need to do is make a list of people, council, police, right, MP, CAB. Council can put you in contact, even your doctor. Contact your doctor, because when you have information from, you talk to your doctor what's happening and you say to them it's affecting your mental health, then the old ears start pricking up. People start taking notice because mental health can lead down a very slippery path. So you've got to be careful where it's going to lead you. And I don't mean that in a bad way in respect of suicide. I mean keeping things in perspective and trying to understand how it's affecting you emotionally. Because when Scottish Power done what they did to me, they made me feel suicidal. Right? You didn't know that, but that's how they made me feel. It's because they keep badgering me, keep pestering me, keep phoning me, emailing me, texting me. Right? Until in the end, it got so bad. Bear with.